Bay Area renters, are you tired of feeling like you're throwing your hard-earned money away on rent every month? Well, have no fear because your savvy realtor is here to tell you about an amazing new opportunity. The California Housing Dream For All program is giving first-time homebuyers a massive 20% towards buying their first home. And guess what? The income limits have been raised to $300K in the Bay Area, which means more of us can finally say goodbye to renting forever. But here's the catch. There's only $300 million available for this program, so you better act fast. As your trusted Bay Area realtor, I'm here to guide you through the process and help you secure your dream home before the funds run out. And to make sure you have all the information you need, we have a special guest joining us today, Scott Hill from Hill Mortgage. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn how you can finally say goodbye to renting and hello to home ownership. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Karla, how are you? This is an awesome, awesome program, and it is going to help so many people. And it's about time we got a program that really helps people with real money, especially with the way the market is nowadays. This isn't a little 3.5% down help. It's 20% down, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, you got it. All right. So it's brand new, hot off the press. Let's go ahead. We're going to go through some slides here. I'm just going to kind of briefly show you and your clients, essentially the CalHFA, which is Cal Housing Finance Agency. They've got programs that are meant to help first-time buyers get in that have, limited cash situations and whatnot, but have the means to afford a home and buy a home, but maybe don't quite have the cash. But this new program is really going to help. But there are other programs like the standard CalHFA, the Cal Plus, and then we got a third one now. This is the one we're going to go over today, this Dream For All. It's a conventional program. It's not FHA. So that's pretty cool. Because as you know, FHA requires mortgage insurance no matter what the down payment is, where this one does not, which is awesome. And then there are some down payment assistance programs in addition with CalHFA. Again, that's not what today's about, but I just wanted to show that CalHFA does a good job of really putting out lots of product to help first-time home buyers. The one we're going to go over today is the CalHFA Dream For All down payment assistance program. So let's go ahead and take a look at.
Before we get into it, would you say that this is the best program right now in terms of income limits?
Yeah, absolutely the best, because the income limits are now higher. But what really helps is it's kind of a blend now between the income that the borrower has going further. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is they're borrowing 80% of the value of their home with the help of this product, where before they might have only been borrowing, they've been borrowing 95% or 97% or what have you of a home, which means it was a higher bar to meet because they were going to have, as a borrower, higher income to debt ratio. So what is exciting about this? Lower loan amount and better income to debt ratio structure, which means more buying power.
Cool.
And which is awesome. And so here's just basically some more overview. Got to have credit scores of about 680. Typically, CalHFA is allowed down to 660 in some cases, though. FHA, which this product is not going to be part of, but just kind of showing you that CalHFA does have flexible credit scores for their other programs. Now, on this particular program, this is pretty cool. This is what I was talking about. You can have 45% debt to income, up to 50% debt to income ratios with 700 plus scores if your score is that good. And what does that mean to your future buyers out there? What that means is, guys, is if I had $10,000 in gross income and I looked at my debt that I carry on my credit report plus my housing expense on the home I'm looking at buying, I can't have more than 45% leaving my $10,000 income in that example, meaning I need my house and debt to be at $4,500, which is 45% of $10,000 in that example. If your scores are higher for credit, well, you can go up to 50%. That's pretty exciting. That's what's going to help make this more affordable. Okay. All right, real quick here, some of the more general overview of the products for CalHFA, even the non-Dream product. We follow the same CalHFA guidelines, got to be in California. There are income restrictions we'll go over. No sales price limits, right? It's all about loan amount. You can go up to the county limit. And we know in like up where we're at right now in the Bay Area, that's $1,089,300. $1,089,300. So pretty high loan amount that you can use this program for. Actually, I think it's $1,087,300 now that I think about it. Too many numbers in my head today, Karla. All right, standard agency loan limits per county. You got to be a first-time home buyer. Now, listen, what does that mean? First-time home buyer. Does it mean I can never have owned a home? No, you can have owned a home. You just can't have owned a primary residence in the last 36 months. You could even be renting an apartment right now and you want to use this program and have a rental somewhere else in the state or across the country. As long as it's not a primary residence and we can prove it in the last 3 years it hasn't been, you can qualify for this program. You do have to take a couple homebuyer education online courses. They're pretty easy. It's got to be owner occupied. This is not an investment program. 1 unit, single family condo PUD, even manufactured homes are allowed and can't be on more than 5 acres. All right, all basic stuff.
So with this loan, you can't turn it into a rental property down the line.
That is correct. It's designed for primary residence ownership. Okay. All right. It's to help homeowners or future homeowners. It's eliminating some of the barriers out there to own a home. This is not for investors and not to be used as a way to get in and turn your home into a rental. All right. Now, it doesn't mean you can't refinance at some point and get out of the program, which you can do. And we'll talk a little bit about that. All right. Here's a little bit more of the overview on specifically this product. You are going, let's say that we'll show an example in a minute, but let's say you bought $1 million home. You could literally get $200,000 as a down payment. We call it a silent second. It simply means it's silent, meaning you don't have to make payments on it. Okay. The amount is based on 20% of the lower the sales price or the appraised value. Okay. Makes sense because the lender wants it to be on what the value of the home is, not what you agreed to buy it from the seller for. All right. So it's called required shared appreciation. It means that if the property goes up $100,000 from the price you bought it, we take 20% of that 100,000. That would be 20K. And when you sell or refi down the road, you got to give the 20K plus the amount they loaned you for the 20% down back to the program, and you go on your merry way. All right. Meanwhile, this program helps you build equity, and it's a small price to pay to give 20% of the equity growth, considering you didn't have to come in with 20% of your own funds. You didn't have to pay PMI. You didn't have to take a home equity line of credit with interest. Very, very, very cool. Okay. As I said, no monthly payments required. You can, it can cover down payment or closing costs, right? So you could say, you know what? I have really almost no money. I'd like to put down 15% with this 20% and use the other 5% to cover my closing costs. Hence, getting up to 105% loan to value, meaning we are leveraging 105%, but you're only making payments on your 85% that you borrowed. Okay. But in this example, you can go down to 70% as well. Okay. Now, specialized shared appreciation, homebuyer education required. That's what I talked about. You got to do a couple online courses. They're really easy. You can't use any other down payment assistance programs with this. They're already being extremely aggressive as it is with the 20% down. Hey, Karla, any questions so far before I go to the next slide?
So just to confirm, if they go under the 20%, they're going to be paying the PMI.
That is correct. Hey, let's bring us back in here so we can see each other. All right. I don't know if you can see that on the screen now. I brought us in. At least okay. I can see us. Okay. That is correct. All right. Let's go on. So it's a subordinate second mortgage, down payment and closing cost assistance we talked about. Homebuyer does not make any payments until they sell, refi, or transfer the property. Effective interest rate on the shared appreciation is really just the 20% that they've got to give back. They received the 20% at the time they bought the home. That lowers their borrowed amount of money, meaning they have lower payments. They're benefiting from that. We've got to get that 20% eventually back to the program upon sale or refinance. Now, this is cool. Let's say rates go down in a year and a half. And, a lot of clients might go, oh my gosh, rates are at 4.5% and I'm up in the low sixes right now. What do? I don't want to give up this great program. They allow a one-time refi. They will be willing to subordinate and stay in second position and allow you to access one more rate reduction refi in front of them. Nice. Not more than that. One time. Okay. Pretty cool. Not a lot of programs allow that. That is one of the key things I really like about this program.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the counties. This just shows you all over the state some examples.
I have to say this is my favorite part because previous programs that CalHFA has done, the income limits have been very low to the point where really no one's been able to benefit from them. So
absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, isn't that wild? Look at this. 300,000, Karla, in San Francisco and over here, like Santa Clara County, 300. That's Alameda, amazing. 282. San Francisco, we said 300. I mean, this is great. And this is going to help a ton of people. And how they figure out the income is based on the person applying. So you can be married, but if only one borrower goes on, that's whose income we're going to look at. So it used to be in a lot of these programs, they'd go, okay, total household income. Sometimes even like if you had kids living there that were making, working at Dairy Queen, they'd charge everybody, they add up everybody's income. How ridiculous is that, right? So this is just the person applying. That's what really blows this program up, man. It makes it huge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let's look at an example. So we'll keep it simple here. Let's say we've got a home that's $500,000 in value. We're going to say, hey, program, I need that $100,000, that down payment assistance of 20%. So I'm only going to borrow as my first mortgage $400,000. And then 5 years from now, I sell my home. It's gone up to $640,000. So we know it's gone up what? $140,000. Well, let's figure it out. I owe 20% of the increased equity. So 28,000 is 20% of this 140 increase. So we already know we got to give them back the 100. We had the 28,000 20% increase. We're giving back 128. And as a homeowner, because you took advantage of this program, you still got 142,000 in equity growth. And that's just from appreciation, not even what you've paid your mortgage down during that 5 years. So you're coming out really, really clean here, looking good. And then what's cool is that 128 allows the program to continue. They can now use those funds, to lend to someone else again and keep it going. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Equity where you wouldn't otherwise have had equity if you were renting.
Absolutely. It's kind of a sum up here. It's 20% down. We know that the ratios are going to be on your qualifying ratios are going to be based on your credit score. It's only to live in it, guys. It's owner occupied. It's going to be based on county loan limits, right? For how high we can go. And they're pretty darn high. You can go up to $1 million. No, it is $1,089,000. I think I said $1,087,000 before. I think it's $1,089,300, which is phenomenal. That's just the loan amount. So that means, if you take that, Karla, let's just watch this. You
look at a home that's like 1.3-ish.
Exactly. So let's do that. $1,089,300. And let's divide that by 80%. That means we're buying a home at $1,361,625,000.
Mm-hmm.
And
that actually brings me to my question that I forgot. So can they put additional money down if they wanted to? They can put some
additional funds down if they want to lower that payment down a little bit. Yep. Okay. But if you notice, it said minimum was 70%. So they don't want someone coming in with $1 million and using 20%. So they have $100,000 program. That's somebody that's a little bit more well off and it's not in the spirit of the program,
Got it. Okay.
Okay. And so, yeah, it's one unit. Can't use this for, 2, 3, 4 units. You can have an ADU on the property. That's okay. Technically, that's possibly a renter in the back, right? So it's kind of an investment, if you will, in a sense. But first-time home buyer, again, 3 years, you're going to prove with tax returns that you have no primary mortgage interest write-off in the last 3 years. This is not designed for somebody that's been in a primary residence in the last 36 months. And what's cool is there's no mortgage insurance if you use the full 20. Now, if you decide to put 15% down and use 5 for your closing costs, now you'll have, a little bit of PMI, right? Mm-hmm. But who cares? I mean, if it's cash, that's the biggest barrier. So you have a little PMI for a while, right? It's not going to take a lot of time to build that equity position and get that PMI dropped.
Right.
So there's kind of different ways, like a puzzle, to make this work depending on your unique situation.
So how do we apply for this?
You can either give me a call. Here's my phone number, or you can reach out to Karla as well. Karla, let's put your number up here as well. And it is 650
420
4270 or give Karla a call and ask questions. She's an expert on this product now as well. Make sure you guys tell your friends, family, coworkers about it. This is not something everyone's going to know about. It's brand new. Get the word out, because this is going to make a huge difference for a lot of people right now that are looking to buy and are really concerned about the home prices having gone up. And, let's face it, times have been tough with COVID and a lot of different issues, and a lot of people went through a lot of money. So they might not have a ton for down payment. This solves that problem.
Awesome. Thanks so much for walking us through that, Scott.
Hey, you got it.